Alright, in this video we talk about my top 5 to just a little list of my favourite operators in Arknights. Now I want to preface straight away, this is not going to go over what is the most meta unit in the game. This is not going to be, oh, which unit you should build next. This is just purely my personal favourite units in the game, whether it's just design wise or how they actually work. A lot of the time it's not really about meta for me, but of course if there's a unit that looks really good and plays really well, I mean, then of course it's even better. But just going straight into this, I want to mention one character that I think, honestly, for a very long time I wasn't really valuing that much, but I'm going to talk about Mountain. Mountain is a unit that, of course, is not a waifu, it's not what everyone super duper loves. Mountain's just a very reliable unit. I love him personally because of his second skill. He has a lot of survivability, and is really a good definition of a lane holder who will basically stay in the lane and will make sure you just don't lose. I find him to be a fantastic unit, does pretty good damage. Of course, like I said, has good sustain, so he doesn't just straight away die, he can just recover his own HP, which means he doesn't need as much support around him. A lot of the time I just drop him down and I kind of just leave him in one spot, and then the rest of the team's on the other side of the map taking care of other business, which I think is very valuable. I don't actually have him on my male only account, but one day I will, which made me very happy. And to be fair, I feel like he's probably a character that does kind of deserve a Life 2D skin. There are bear units that I think deserve one more, but he is just such a cool unit, and the skins are very nice, but I do think on the skin front, I would love to see like a really epic skin that really changes him up. But regardless, he is one of my favorite units in the game, mainly for just how reliable he is and just how fun he is to use. Simply putting him down, taking care of business, it's no problem for Mountain, just straight up. And next up, we also have another male operator. Most people don't usually go for male operators, but I love male operators. That's probably why I have a male only account, that's probably why. But talk about next operator, we have Thorns. Thorns is a unit that is also a lane holder just like Mountain, and is also a guard just like Mountain, so he's very good. I actually will say that if he's not E2'd, I don't really like him. Like, if he's not E2'd, he doesn't get his third skill. His third skill is pretty much the one thing that makes him a good unit. I think without it, it's like, maybe you can try and make use of his second skill, but I mean, you're just not going to use him over other characters in my opinion, unless you're doing like a specific niche. But for me, I love him. He's so much fun to use. His third skill does take a bit of time to charge up, which is my one low problem with these type of operators, but at the same time, it's not that bad. If you pair this with like Stainless Turret, which I'm not gonna lie, I like Stainless. He's not my top 5 unit in the game, but I do like Stainless as well, so pairing him up, maybe there's a bit of bias there as well, but his third skill's a lot of fun. You charge it up once, and then you have to kind of recharge it again, and on the second try, he just starts splashing enemies like it's nothing. Good damage, good lane holding. Now, if he's not being attacked or isn't attacking enemies, I don't remember exactly which one it is, he will actually recover HP as well, which does give him a bit of support. It's not as good as Mountain, because Mountain just constantly recovers HP, but for the arts damage that he does, and for the good damage he does, to be honest, I would say he's one of the best units in the game up there. I really enjoy using him, and he's probably a character that actually deserves a Live 2D skin more than anyone. Let me know who you think deserves a Live 2D skin. I think Thorns honestly deserves one, probably most out of a lot of characters. Alright, next up we have an obvious one. I know a lot of people could be like, oh, of course is this operator. We have Chenal. Now, Chenal, for me personally, I've loved using her. I know she's very, very powerful. She's one of the best units in the game. In terms of damage as well, she does crazy damage. She's such a great unit for anyone who's just starting the game. Once you get her third skill, she blasts like everyone out of existence, just straight up. I actually started playing when she actually came out, about with Muelsyse, so it was kind of obvious that I was going to enjoy her a lot, and I found this to be very helpful. Now, one thing I actually want to mention is that a lot of people don't actually like her E2 art. A lot of people prefer to keep on an E1 art or the E0 art. I actually like the E2 art. I don't think it's anything crazy, don't get me wrong. I am actually very excited for the skin that she's getting. I believe she shoots like black inky water, or it's like inky water. I actually think it looks so cool, and I'm going to be getting it on my main account. But honestly, I won't lie to you, I'm actually a massive fan of Chen as well, just as a character, so for her to have an alter like this, back in the day I was like, dude, this is so cool, and to this day, I love using her. I mean, she's very powerful, what can I say? I mean, kind of as a person who scuffs pretty much all their runs and kind of fails to do anything in Arknights, having someone like Chen Alter definitely makes it a bit easier. Alright, next up we probably have one of my favourite units in the game, and I won't lie to you, if you've been watching this channel as well, you will know what this operator is. We have Golden Glow. Now, funnily enough, this operator I've actually never really used. I've probably used it maybe 5 times, 6 times in my whole life. I don't have her on really any meaningful account. One day I'm hoping to get it. I'm going to be actually trying to get it from the 6-star selector that's coming with the Lone Trail event, but I cannot wait for her to drop for me. I honestly love her design, her Live 2D skin that she's going to be getting for like a summer event. Oh my god. Just look at this and tell me this isn't amazing. I've shown this like a million times, but it looks so good, in my opinion. But not only does Golden Glow look very cool, but her actual skills are very fun too. I've used the third skill many times, and basically, this attacks globally, which means it will attack the whole entire field. So if you have like pesky enemies on the other side of the map that your team can't reach, or your team just can't really beat, she's great for that. Eventually they explode as well, which means they will do AoE damage in the area, which I think is fantastic. She's a lot of fun to use, and honestly, all I want to just say is she looks so goddamn cool. I think that's probably the main reason I love her. She just looks so cool. Once I get her, will I like her as much? We'll have to see, but the Live 2D skin is pretty much the seller. I would say probably top 3 in terms of design units I love the most. Okay, now we have an operator that I think no one's going to expect. I would love you guys to just pause the video and just type in your prediction for who this is going to be, because majority of you, 99% of you, will have no clue who it is. We don't have a 6-star this time around, we have a 5-star, and his name is Kava. Yep, you heard it right. I love Kava. Kava is one of my favorite units in the game, mainly design-wise, but I low-key do actually like his second skill. He does also have a module which actually reduces his deployment cost by 4, so it means if you have max potential on him, you go down all the way to 7 DP, which is actually pretty nice in general. And also, I mean, second skill does arts damage, which is kind of fun to use, gives you a bit of DP. In specific like integrated strategies collectibles, this could actually be really good because when it pops off, you might get increased attack for when you use a skill. I find that to be actually a pretty nice combo, and I love his design. I've said this before, but I wish he had an alter, and I also wish he has a skin. If they could release a skin for him anytime soon, you know, maybe in the next 9 months, because that's pretty more realistic, I would appreciate it because he looks so goddamn cool, and he needs a skin that makes him go beyond everything. I would say give him a Live 2D skin, but I'm pretty sure most people don't agree with me on that statement. Now, talk about a character that I think a lot of people will end up appreciating further down the line, since she hasn't actually released yet. We have Muelsyse. I've been told to say Muelsyse or Muelsyse. It's a million different names. Let me know how to say a name in the comments. But she is such a fun looking unit. I know the majority of you, just like me, don't have the chance to play on CM, but if you've watched any videos on her, she puts down like these clones and they don't take any deployment limit, so you can put down like, I believe it's 4 to 5. I find this to be really fun. The sounds for the actual attacks as well are just so cute, and you can also put operas, I believe, inside like a bubble that she puts down, and she will actually gain the attack for the actual clones themselves, which is a lot of fun. I just want to say that she's probably going to be a unit down the line that I will be very, very sad about if I do not get. I'm not going to, of course, get it on my mail only account, but on my main account, if I don't get it, I might consider making another account because I'm just like that. Sometimes I make other accounts just to get units, and Muelsyse is probably the one unit that I want to point out. Now, talk about 2 operators that are actually lower rarity that I know a lot of people will also like. We have Myrtle and Jay. I'm only going to pair these 2 together because most of their kits are pretty simple. Jay's actually very good at survivability. With his first skill, he can silence enemies, so if you have those pesky spiders, of course, he is a merchant, which means he does take DP, but if you can get rid of stuff like that, get rid of spiders before they explode, it can be very nice, and he's very helpful against certain bosses who can't just insta-kill him. He will just keep healing up, and it's honestly a lot of fun to use. And of course, Myrtle as well. She's the queen of DP. She's the one character that in the game, if you ever want to build a character and you're not confident who to build, Myrtle's the way to go. Low rarity, very powerful, and also, she actually is getting a skin that I think looks kind of adorable in some sense, but at the same time, I've got to say, I'm a big fan of Myrtle just because I use her literally every game, probably. Now listen, we could talk about these operas all day. I have so many operas I love in the game. A lot of the ones I mentioned are my more preferable operas in terms of how good they are or how they look. But let's mention the one best opera in the game, who I think is probably going to be the world's best Arknights opera down the line. Even the best now, but a lot of people just don't understand him. We have Vigil. Vigil is he's great at, you know, like he has wolves, and I think that's like pretty cool, and his art's pretty cool. Like he has guns, and I'd say that's like a pretty big positive for him. He also has like pretty cool hair in his design. Like I think his actual chibi looks very cute, and I feel like it has a lot of value if you're a type of person who likes chibis. And you know, like he's easy, you know, you can use him in Arknights, and he's a great unit, and yeah. That pretty much does it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, I would really appreciate it. And most importantly, if you could subscribe, maybe we can reach 5,000 by the end of next year. Or by the end of this year. We'll see about that one. Anyway, thank you for watching, I will see you next one, and most importantly, adios.